what's up? Glad to be with you guys again. We are excited today to talk to you guys about a resource that we have to offer, but also to just kind of start off with a handwritten review, which I love. We've gotten a couple of these in our time podcasting. I was going to say podding in our time podcasting, but it's always really special when we have a handwritten note. And this is from our reboot that just recently left, and I'm going to read it to you guys. So it says, "Dear Brad and Lisa, thank you for welcoming us into your home and hosting us these last few days for the marriage reboot. God is truly doing a new thing. We are so grateful we got to behold it with you. We can't thank you enough for all you've poured into us. What we experienced in person was life-changing, but even more, it's something we get to carry back home to our children, our generations, our church, our community, and beyond. It was a transformational weekend. Please know that we are forever grateful. With love and appreciation, Marcus and Prin." So awesome this past weekend with this couple who gave us permission to share their name, by the way. Yeah. I always am very careful that we do not share names unless we are given permission. But we really wanted to take the time to talk to you guys about that because it has been a hot minute since we've done a reboot.
Yeah.
And it's such an amazing thing. We really wanted to get a chance to discuss with all of you guys kind of some of the resources that we have to offer, because we are always getting questions about like coaching and things like that we can do privately. And so we wanted to be able to actually dive into it a little bit and also share some of the insights over this past weekend because it's fresh in our mind.
Yeah.
You had a lot of adjusting to do this today.
I mean, I had to put the thing back on the soundboard because your foot was hitting it. So it might have fallen over and hit that.
Okay.
So you sounded a little echoey, so I was trying to fix that. Like I was trying to get these things done.
I'm trying to talk longer because I was like, oh, he is busy over here doing something. Yes, we do not edit in case you guys are joining us for the first time.
Nor do we have a sound person or a producer.
Yes, we do. It is you and me. We are making it happen, baby. Thank you, Jesus. We are learning and God is good. So yeah, we had the privilege to have a reboot this past weekend, which is one of the resources that we have to offer. And it is always very humbling to me every time that we actually do get to walk with a couple for a couple of days and just dive into their story.
Yeah.
That's all you got.
I mean, it's always humbling. My biggest takeaway with any reboot we do, so a reboot, because we haven't explained what that is, it's a 2-day intensive. You travel here to beautiful El Paso.
The desert beauty, guys.
And you spend 2 days with us. You get your, Airbnb and or hotel room so you can have like time away.
Yeah, that's one thing that we have found to be very positive.
Yeah. I mean, you're here to work on your marriage or make your marriage better, and then you're stuck with the people the whole time. So it's like,
we want to leave some room for business time.
Listen, 100%. And also like, you feel like you have to be on. Yeah. Even if you're comfortable around it, it's just like you have to be on.
Well, I think for both of us, we've always tried to look at this process in a way that we would love the most. And I think that's helped us kind of nail down a few nuances along the way.
No, absolutely. Like, so if you're listening and you do these, if they're in your house, that's great. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
For us, I think it's better to go, they have their own place. They can go do their own thing if they want, after they're done. But
process.
It's a 2-day intensive that goes from, start like from the beginning, not of your marriage, but like just of you guys, and then go, and it's not problem focused. So we go over issues, but it's not like counseling where you're like, let's dive deeper into, 5-year-old.
Well, Lisa. I mean, what's interesting you say that because that stuff does all come out in the reboot.
And it works, but that's not what the focus is.
Yeah.
The focus is focused on your purpose and your future of what you can be. But I think the biggest thing that we went through it And we've talked about this before when we've had Greg and Julie from Married for a Purpose on our podcast.
That's
before.
who we're certified with.
Yeah. But for me, the biggest takeaway is with the couples that we've done this is that they've done a lot of work, not just themselves, but with other entities, right? Other coaching, other intensives, some 4 days, 5 days long, some 8 hours, like they've gone to all these different places, and I've never heard anyone say anything bad about those, like those people. They've all said that they're good, but they like this better. Like they take this away. I think they take more away with them. That's the feedback we get every single time we do it, where a couple's been through another one. And the same with this couple. They've been through a few other ones, and they were like,
this just gives some intentional steps.
It does this, but some are in a group, and people don't like that because you're not, it's not focused, right? One-on-one. So just different things. I'm not bad-mouthing other things out there. Absolutely not.
Yeah, no, we need all the resources out there for people.
That's what I see all the time.
But it is unique in the way that it really does help you to recognize your purpose as a couple and develop vision. And a lot of times we're working with couples who have really felt a huge sense of loss in those areas.
Yeah.
And so when we get a chance to kind of really hone that back in with a couple and get their eyes looking forward to what can be, it's just really special. And you just see God move. And one thing, we always get something from every couple that we spend a few days with. And really, truly, I am in text threads with many couples that we have done reboots with because we really care about their marriages. But one word that came up this past weekend that I have never heard before and may never hear again, but I do want to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the word because I cannot say it correctly. Stick-to-itiveness.
You said it right.
Did I do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Stick-to-itiveness.
It is a word.
Apparently it is a word, which by the way, so for 2 days I'm writing on charts, just writing. And I will tell you guys, that is like, sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, how do I spell that word?
Yeah.
And I really care about making sure that every word is spelled right. And I really care about it looking really neat because it's like this amazing thing when couples get to look at all these charts being done over a 2-day process. Yeah. And so like when he told me this word and I'm just like, okay, I got no clue, which by the way, it is spelled very much like it sounds. Just FYI.
It reminded, so I didn't say anything because we were going through it, but it reminded me of hold on. There's the Steak and Shake restaurant.
Why did this remind you of that?
Because when we went to college, and that was the first time I'd ever seen it, Steak and Shake.
Same.
Restaurant, and we went and we're eating, and above, like on the wall and the thing, it had this long word, and I thought, my college, I thought it was like some, Indian word, because like where we went to college, there was a lot of like Indian tribes had been in that area, prior to. So I was like, oh, some kind of Indian word. But then when you sound it out, it's take home a sack, like to take something home. So anyway, but it was all together.
That's what came to your mind during all this.
Yeah, it did. I was like, stick to it and take home a sack.
Just side note that Brad's recently discovered fidget spinners.
Yeah.
And I am pretty much prepared that our next episode, because now we're on YouTube, and so everyone can see, I have a feeling you're going to have that in your hand.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. I don't know. But,
we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, that was way off topic. I didn't just discover them.
Had you ever used them before?
No, I thought they were stupid. But I didn't just discover. I've seen
There's
them
just
around.
certain things you don't have to say.
Yeah, but that was how I felt. I just thought they were dumb. And then we're with this couple, and part of this is the first time we've ever done this. But now, I think like we'd coordinate and do this with another reboot for sure. But part of the reboot, we've had this couple on our podcast, and we've talked about them plenty of times, but Rich and Suzanne Funk, they have, the owners of Desert Oak Barbecue, but really passion is just food, right? Cooking. They're phenomenal cooks, chefs, whatever, but they're phenomenal. And they have, they call it Fire and Food Journey. And they really have this heart for like, to really just share, community, food, and all those things.
Faith and marriage,
family, all those things, but around like, let me teach you how to cook. We didn't teach this couple how to cook because these 2-day intensives aren't, they're intense. You're spending, there's no time limit. It's just 2 days.
Yeah. Right? 2 days of really intense
start in the morning.
Work.
Yeah. And just work until you're done with that day. And then, so we'll go out to dinner when we're done. Well, we set it up. So the last day we went to dinner, but we had Rich and Suzanne. We went over to their house and they cooked an amazing meal.
Yeah.
Amazing. And straight up like Italian, the way we ate it was traditional Italian way.
Not a fan of that, by the way.
Yeah, but
only because I want my pasta and my meat together.
Yeah, because you're super American.
It's true.
Yeah. So, but we had, then the couple came over and they had, pasta, homemade sauce, and that's what we started off with, and then the protein, and which was smoked pork belly, which was.
Brad's getting hungry just talking about the meal. It was
phenomenal with chimichurri sauce on it. So it wasn't necessarily all Italian food.
Yeah.
But it was Italian style eating. It was kind of though. Then so pasta, then meat, and then a salad, and then dessert. Yeah. And then we just got to hang out with this couple, and Rich and Suzanne got to meet them.
And kind of debrief.
Hung out. Yeah, they had been through a reboot too. So it was very open as far as like, talking about experience and things like that, and just got to, fellowship after spending, because during the reboots, I think you really do get to know the couple.
For sure.
Well, one, you get to know them way more than you would if you just had met them.
I feel like you could spend a year just going on little dinner dates off and on with a couple, but a reboot puts you in like this pressure cooker of like, we're going to know.
No, absolutely. It does. It really does. And a lot of people that do the reboot, they kind of, know us just because of podcast and Instagram and all that. So they and there's nothing fake about, so what they've seen is what they get in our living room. It's the same exact thing. And so they know us, but it is semi-intimidating to have like a brand new couple come and you don't know them at all, right? Like coaching, like we offer coaching too. Very rare is it face-to-face just because, it just doesn't happen. It's usually from someone from another state or whatever. And those are on Zoom. That's a little different. Zoom is different.
Well, an hour in Zoom is different than 2 days in your home.
Yeah, exactly. So when you do a reboot, and I'm speaking for us because there's other coaches that do reboots, but when you're doing a reboot for us, the day you travel in, we want to go out to dinner so we can just kind of, break the ice.
Yeah.
We almost didn't do that this one. And as it got closer, we were like, no, we need to go, and then we always pick, cool restaurants or, local places. And so we go out to dinner just to meet.
Yeah, because we want everyone the next day to just be comfortable.
Super comfortable, even dress comfortable. Like everything, like there's no,
It's like, I know I've said it's 2 days of like work and we're saying intensive, but there's so much fun and joy in those 2 days. And there's such a sense of accomplishment too, and I think people get nervous and they're like, oh my gosh, like 2 days and 2 days of work, and it's like, I don't know. It's because you guys are providing that content and we're providing a process. And so it's very different in the way that you're able to do a lot of just kind of navigating through your guys' own story and your guys' own direction that you're wanting to go. Yeah. And that's what makes it really fun and cool. Even when you are talking about hard stuff and it's like you still get a chance to like go towards like the really positive.
We're having a conversation.
Yeah.
It's not one-sided. We're just having a conversation, really asking questions. And yeah, for sure. It's not all serious by no means. Tons of laughs, of course. And then lots of your favorite snacks and your favorite drink and so just want everyone to be comfortable because like we're going to get into, potentially hard things.
For sure.
Lisa always has Kleenexes out there just in case. But yeah, just, hard things. And for sure we do go off on tangents. There's even sometimes where Lisa's going off on this tangent. I'm listening to her just go off on the tangent. It's totally good. It's totally good. But me, I have this like urgency of like, let's circle back to
I think
the line we were
I've
on.
asked the Lord, well, first of all, I don't like being called a tangent.
I didn't say you were a tangent.
No, you said I go off on a tangent.
Yes.
Which I don't like that word. Just FYI.
Okay, you go down a rabbit trail.
No, I think there have been times I've really asked the Holy Spirit to not ever let the two of us get so consumed with a time parameter that we don't take time to spend on certain little topics or like I've just asked the Holy Spirit if there's something I need to just dive into here, that I would be so receptive to that. And I would not allow either, looking at the time going, okay, I know we're only supposed to be this long on a chart and things are getting a little, it always circles back for sure. But I can tell, like, that's what makes this process unique is the fact that so many of the couples that we're sitting across from, I get it. Like, and you get it in very, very real ways. And so I can tell if there's a spot that just needs to be like, needs to sit here for a minute, or we need to talk about something, and vice versa. You do the same thing. But I feel like that is kind of, and Greg and Julie, the founders of this process, will tell you the same. Most of these things that are happening off chart, know, and it's so cool because that's what makes the experience so unique to every couple that comes into our home. Is there's certain things every couple is dealing with differently, and so to take the time when it's needed, like I think it's so beautiful. So I'll keep doing my tangents is what I'm saying.
I feel like you just
Brad.
took what I said and I'm trying to stomp out the Holy Spirit in this.
That's how I felt. I felt some stomping happening and I was trying to soak in the presence of the Holy Spirit.
Not at all. Like I'm not, of course, like, it's like,
I hope you send me some DMs and say, thank
like
you, Lisa.
Every meeting, the best part of every meeting is after the meeting whenever you can do real work. That's literally.
Is that the best part?
That's every meeting I've ever been in. Every meeting I've ever been in is after the meeting. Then I can go talk to someone.
Somebody's planned out this meeting so well and you're just like, no.
Instead of like raising it, like anyone have questions and you get people raise their hands, like put your hand down. Like we've already been in the meeting. It's time to go. Like, I need to talk to that guy and get the after meeting going and actually get things done. So off chart is what I'm 100% fine with that. I'm just telling you how I feel. There's times where I don't time the charts. Like since day one, all the reboots we've done, they've all been different than what we had not been taught, but that kind of like the expectation of the normal, quote unquote, like normal reboot, right? Where this chart takes this amount of time or it's approximate, and this one. And for us, it's usually the opposite almost. It's like some of these quicker, quote unquote, quicker charts take longer. And vice versa. Yeah, some of the charts that seem to take all day, they don't with us. It's quicker. So it's just very weird.
God times it out for sure.
No, absolutely. But I get to where I'm like, all right, let's get back on topic, not back on chart. Let's get like back on topic.
Same thing. You can try to cover this up. I know.
I don't know what sourdough had to do with.
I'm going to start calling you.
I don't know what sourdough had to do with the
that was the Holy Spirit.
I don't know.
Because we were eating sourdough. I'm clearly going to feed you well if you come to our house.
Yes. Yeah.
Hello. I do think that is, the reason why we wanted to talk about it a little bit is because number one, we haven't talked about this in a long time. Yeah. Number two, because we haven't been emphasizing that as much this year, and a lot because of just our own. I feel like God has had us in a season of personal development and preparation. Mm-hmm. I really feel like there's just some things God's been preparing us for. Man, yeah. I feel like with our family, it's been a really big season of adjustments and new seasons.
A kid that hasn't been home in 6 months.
Yep.
Another one that's having a baby.
Yeah.
And, it's like, yeah, it's been crazy.
We're going to be grandparents. Yeah. I mean, that's unbelievable in and of itself. I mean, it's just been a season of a lot of transition. And so I feel like the Lord has really been gracious to us and has really allowed us a season of preparation too. But I feel like in that we're also coming to that place of like, we need to talk about some of these resources because I believe God's bringing us to a next step.
We haven't, like we've always, I guess we'd advertise. It's really just like written down,
send people to our website.
Things we do if you go to the website. But the reboot is, other than coaching, we do coaching by the hour, right? And you can set up a coaching call with just Lisa. I have done just men, and my schedule is a little bit crazier. So usually a lot of people want to meet, singles want to meet like during the day, and I was like, I can't meet during the day. But I have done one-on-one coaching with men. Maybe I can get back into that, but it's just schedule-wise,
we've kind of had to reserve that for our couple sessions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really.
So we do that, and Lisa like does this full, thank goodness. I mean, you do this full, you're taking notes or typing notes out and then do a full email right after, and all these follow-ups and all that after a session. And then we do have couples that just do one. We have couples that do more than one.
Yeah. We do that. We've worked with for years even.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then the reboot though is the one-on-one, in face or in person.
In your face.
In your face. It is in your face. It is in your face. In
Take
person.
That.
Yeah, in person. And I mean, we hang out for, 2 full days and evenings, because unless you don't want to go out to dinner.
It's really 2.5 days. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you don't want to go out to dinner.
Which, why wouldn't you?
With us.
But
you can just go.
I will say what I want to reiterate with this is because I think some of the biggest things when it comes to both of these resources that we have, cost is the biggest inhibitor, which we totally understand. And we try our best to work with couples and individuals as much as we can. But I just want to encourage you, because I think what we run into so much is that people are not willing to invest in something until you're in crisis. And then all of a sudden it's worth the investment.
Well, because then money isn't like something that you're so careful to hold on to. We should all be careful with our money.
Yeah,
or be good stewards of our money. Absolutely. But when you're in a crisis situation, that's the least of your
you're willing to invest it. You're willing to do what it takes.
Yeah. So what we've seen, and this is why we would charge, right? Well, one, it's just
a huge investment of our time.
It's a huge investment of our time, coaching and the reboots. But two is we've helped plenty of couples pro bono, or if that's what you want to say. Just we've never done a reboot like that, but we've helped plenty of couples with that, or in a group, right? Like small group, community group, whatever your church calls them, life groups, whatever they are. But just in all these facets, we've helped couples, had the opportunity to. We love it, but we've seen that it's not going to be every couple, but we've seen the majority of couples that don't have some kind of investment in it. They really don't do not that we have all the answers. Right?
No, never.
Absolutely not. But they never are doing what we're suggesting, and we're always pointing back to the Bible. So a lot of this is like straight from the Bible, but they're never implementing all these things. And there's other couples that do that. 100% they do. But from our experience, what I've seen, especially in like a group that you don't have to invest money in, is during the group, the couple's great. But as soon as the group takes a break, then, you keep in touch and it's like, how's it going? It's like, my marriage is falling apart again, and so it's almost,
there's no stick-to-itiveness.
There's no stick-to-itiveness.
Like serious.
But almost I think in fact, when we were having dinner over at Rich and Suzanne's, he said something to the fact of like, they're just coming to the table to eat, but they just want to be fed, but they're not going to do anything to learn how to feed themselves and feed their family, right? They're just, there's food, here we go, let's eat, let's leave. But if I'm not in the group, I'm going to starve.
Fix my spouse.
Or fix my spouse, right? But as soon as someone has to put some money into it,
right,
quote unquote, skin in the game.
Absolutely.
Even though you have skin in the game from the very beginning, right? Like, this is your marriage.
You should.
But as soon as they have to like write that check or whatever it is, then you see this deliberate, intentional, focus on, okay, well, I'm going to try this tool.
Right. Now I spend some money on it.
Let me implement this. Let me do this. And then what we end up seeing just by these small changes is it's not perfect, and couples still have,
healing and struggles
to do, but we see their marriage starting to get stronger. Their walk with Christ like starts to become a focus, not an afterthought. Like all these things start to align, and then they start becoming, a couple that could help other couples. Because that's what really it's all about, is just like to continue to spread hope, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely saw that with this couple who's also going to get certified with coaching. And we have another couple we got to do Reboot that got certified to coach. It's the coolest thing, because there's so many people who sit across from us with these stories of desperation, of, these stories where really the world will tell you is beyond repair. And we get a chance to witness couples who are saying, not only do we recognize the God that we serve and that transformation and reconciliation is possible, but we're willing to go and share that with people. Like, that is so powerful. So it's like we just get to be in the middle of the miracle with them, and that's so beautiful. And I think that our biggest thing is we want to encourage you guys, like, to, whether it's a reboot with us or in general, like, you need to invest in your marriage. Like, you need to be investing financially. You need to be investing, with your time, with your effort, with your resources. Like, don't wait until crisis to make that a priority in your life. It's how foolish of us to wait until something is broken in what we think is beyond repair before we will ever pay attention to it. It's like you couldn't do that with anything else in your life. No. It's like, if you ignore your car, you don't do the oil changes, you don't do the maintenance, eventually that car is going to break down, and it's going to cost way more than if you just have to go and get a new vehicle, and it's like, come on, like, do the things. And it's so beneficial to you. That's what's so crazy about it, is it's like, we don't want to make these investments. And in reality, it's like, this is such a beautiful thing. It helps you too.
Yeah. I mean, but where people say they don't want to make investments or say they can't, but then if you just pull back, like, you are making investments in something.
Oh, for sure.
Right? You're paying money for this, paying money for that, divorces are expensive. Right? Divorces are expensive.
That's a word right there.
It really is. And why not do whatever it takes, even preventative? Like, even if you're not, and that's what I think is so great about, doing these intensives, even coaching. We've coached some couples that, like, I remember, it was a couple of years ago, there was this one couple, and we, got on with them, And it was like everything they were explaining, they're like, no, nothing's wrong. We're just young, and we're married and we're young, and we want to learn, and we want it to become the best marriage that
it's
that
like,
we can
thank you, Jesus.
And I'm like, this is what we want from all the couples. But there was nothing wrong with their marriage. It was just like normal married life.
Yeah.
Right? Just normal. Like, how are boundaries with in-laws, and how do we do this?
And communication. And I say this and he hears this, and vice versa.
But nothing was broken or anything. It was just preventative, right? And so even with the intensives, the reboots, it's the same way. You don't have to be this broken couple to go to this. You're going to learn something, and you're going to come out on the other side with a real purpose for your marriage. Mm-hmm. Not everyone that does this wants a ministry.
No.
Right? A lot of people that we have had, that ends up being what they want. Mm-hmm. Like some kind of, maybe not necessarily ministry, but they want to help others. Yeah. That's a lot of the people we've gotten. That's really, I'm trying to think. I'm thinking like almost every reboot we've done.
Yeah, in different facets and all of that. But I love that we have so many couples who are like, man, God, use this. And whatever that looks like, I think that plays out differently for different couples. But
you
the
come
willingness
out on the end not necessarily building a ministry.
Mm-hmm.
You come out on the end building what you guys are dreaming to do. Right? Like that's really what it comes down to. You're going to make me cough.
Sorry.
I'm
choking on my own spit.
Okay.
You're welcome.
I thought what I was saying was so powerful that you were having issues.
That's what it is.
No. But yeah, you come out on the other end with the dream that you want, right? As a couple. Whatever that dream looks like. I want to be retired. I want to do this. I want to do that. Whatever that dream looks like. But that's what's really, you're coming out with a purpose in your marriage. But a lot of the times what that ends up tying into is your walk with Christ. Because this is a faith-based program.
Right.
Like, and I think that that's healthy. I think that, you don't have to go to, a faith-based counselor. You don't have to go, you don't have to do those things. But I think it's so important just because like that's the basis. If you're a Christ follower,
right,
the basis for everything you do, the reason you even have a compass that points to the moral north is because of the Bible, right? Because of what Jesus, we can get into like, that's why laws exist, right? Yeah. It's literally, everything's based off of the Bible and off of all these things. And so why separate that? If you are a follower of Christ and you already know your roles, you should in your marriage, like why not base everything off of that and then learn more and then get to the end of these 2 days. And now you have this goal-oriented, scheduled thing where it's like, this is where we're going. This is what we're doing. That doesn't fit into where we want to go. So we're going to say no to that. And we're going to move this way. It's just all those things. And so you don't have to have a broken marriage or anything like that. Majority of couples we have come in have had broken marriages, and that's just, it's like what we attract because that's where we came from,
Yeah. Well, and I wanted to say something about the faith too. Like, why not invite God into that? Because it's like, then you remove everything being reliant on you, everything being reliant on your spouse. Yeah. You invite an all-powerful, all-knowing God into this, right? You invite Jesus into the mix, and then you get a chance to see supernatural things happen.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would we not want that? Why would we not want to do that in a marriage? And I will say, like, I don't even know if we've mentioned it on here before, but you and I have been in talks about doing a retreat with couples.
Yeah.
And if that's something you're interested in, shoot us an email, info@unrelentingpursuit.org, or send us a DM.
Any of this stuff.
On Instagram. We will do our best to respond as much as we can. But that's something that's also very much on our hearts, because there is very much something about those times too of community that you develop and you get a chance to realize you are not alone on an island. Like there are other people who also struggle and there are other people who heal.
You're just putting our business out there. Huh?
I am. I feel like passionate about it.
So I do too.
I know. I'm just saying right now, I feel passionate about it. I like how Brad takes that as an insult. I also feel passionate about it. Well, you tried to crush the Holy Spirit earlier in the episode.
I did not. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. I did not do anything of the sort.
That's true. That's true. I guess sourdough was off topic. Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying you put our business out there because, we haven't.
Yeah, we haven't publicly said
those steps.
Yeah,
necessarily. We've taken steps, but not.
I think that's why I'm saying it out loud because I feel like it's a step of faith.
Yeah,
that we're just saying and saying it out loud, and I think even just walking through the reboots and everything like that, this is the direction we want to go.
Yeah. We'll just volunteer our friend's house with the pool.
Yeah, right? Shoot.
Everyone, you can be over there.
No, I mean, it's been the coolest thing because I've been seeing God orchestrate some things that I've been even praying and even hadn't said out loud, even a team of people that I feel like I want to have in place to help with this because there is that element, right, where we need to have people in place that can help with little details and that can even understand if somebody wants to have a conversation and, because we can only be in one place at once. Right. And so I've been seeing even those things fall into place without me even having to say the things to people.
No, absolutely. Do you think that, because we came off the reboot, that when we were at church and that couple came next to you, like you were talking to...
Are you trying to throw me under the bus right now?
So Lisa, our church...
That's rude.
...is amazing. First of all, if you're in El Paso, you need to go. Hope City. But after church, we all gather in the lobby in one area. Like there's a core of us that just do this. Wait.
No, I want to know how this is relevant.
We all gather in an area, right? and we've done this for a long time.
Yeah.
Right? It's just kind of defaulted to this spot in the lobby as there's a core of us and then, friends and all that. So anyway,
the little coffee shop has screwed us up. That's the thing.
I was about to get to the coffee shop. So now there's a coffee shop. It's not fully there. It's a kiosk right now. It's going to be a whole thing. It's going to be awesome. But it's kind of close to where we congregate after, right? The meeting after the meeting, right? Where we're all just laughing and joking and whatever. And so Lisa there's a bunch of women that just they're all talking together.
If you're not on YouTube, you're going to miss Brad's hand motions that look like it's a bunch of,
right. And all talking, going crazy. And I'm ready to go. Right. And so I'm trying to find my wife and I go back to the area. And as I go back to the area, there's a couple that she's talking to that we've met them before and we know them not very well because it's just, it's just church, right? There's some people we know more well. So anyway, they're talking. So I get in there and I'm like, all right, let's see what's going on. And I'm agreeing and oh, wow, that's crazy. We're having a good conversation. And
what does this have to do with that topic?
And then they were like, is this the line for the coffee? And we were like, no.
You guys don't understand. I had been in conversation with this couple now for about 10 minutes.
What I'm saying is that my point was that you come off the reboot and you're talking, you want to help others and you want to do these things. And then it's you felt, you
reached for that. You reached for that connection. I thought
it was a good connection.
No, it was not a good connection.
I got a little bit brain farted a little bit right now when I was trying to explain it, but I think it was a good connection.
No, I think that we have been thinking for a while about this.
Yeah, no.
And that's why I feel like God has had us in a season of preparation because I think we have several things that I want us ministry wise to pivot more towards reboots, retreats, and speaking. Those things I think are huge.
Go to speak.
Yeah.
We do. And we haven't.
And we really love to do that.
For sure.
And
Absolutely.
I think because the reason why is because we are passionate about what God can do in marriage.
Yeah.
And so the opportunity to do that with hundreds of people, we want to do that because it's so important.
Yeah.
The message is so important. And we share and speak about many more things other than our story.
Oh yeah. It's not just our testimony over and over again.
I mean, I think that it's a big part of, if an audience hasn't heard us before, of just giving some level of relevance to how big God is, but a small portion.
Yeah.
But it's very important for us, that aspect of getting a chance to reach more people with that message.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think that's what I feel like God's had us in a season of preparation for as well.
Oh, we have. And I mean, I'll tell you, like, going back to our church, like, staff at our church and the pastor at our church, like, he's pushed me, I know, individually, just into, I don't even know if he's realizing, but it was like pushing me into what I feel like God wants me to be doing more, and owning that. And I've learned so much, but I don't even, I think back on even like our first episode of our podcast. I'm like,
I know it's so scary when people go back and they're like, so I listened to your story and I went all the way back to episode 1 and I'm like, oh, okay. Although I feel like we're the same people.
We are, absolutely. But just the growth, right? And so that's even in the speaking world, it's just the push of growth in that. And we've had a blast and absolutely love doing it, you know? So yeah, I mean, we do travel and, we'll go speak at events and get to meet tons of great people and different churches and all. It's just, it's so much fun, but we're not very good. I'll say this, maybe you're going to be mad at me, but I don't think we're very good at marketing. Because so that's where we have a hard time in general, right? We do. And we had a hard time for charging people for coaching for a long time. We really did, because we knew where we were, right? And then one big thing, and going back to like Greg and Julie, they'll say the same thing. Money's not going to get in the way of ministry, right? Like, God wants the hope out there, wants all these things out there, but also we need, our time, right? Like, there's this weird balance, right? And so we've had the
skin in the game thing. That
absolutely.
is so huge.
The investment in it, for sure. But there's this weird balance, because it's been hard for us to, even the marketing side of it. So even like an episode like this is really, for me, it feels very out of norm for us. Not because, we're talking about what happened just this weekend, and transformation happened. Like, it was happening prior to, but even like that next push through transformation was happening, and it was amazing. And they found out more about themselves. They found out more about each other. Like, they were closer, just all these
themselves.
things.
They find out more about themselves, all that
That's
stuff.
what thank you. I just said that.
You said it twice.
I said find out about themselves and each other.
Okay.
They, like, as a couple, like, I found out more about you.
I got
you
what
found
you're
more
saying.
about
I got
me.
what you're saying.
They found out more about themselves. Okay. So, but they learned a lot, right?
Right,
And
of course.
And you can come in with 20 years of marriage, 30 years of marriage, and there's still things, which is,
100%.
that's what it's all about, right? Like, I never want to say that I know everything about you.
Well, when we did our reboot, we were already doing marriage ministry.
Right? We were.
And we still learned a lot about each other, ourselves, and we learned a lot about where we wanted to go. And honestly, that was the hardest thing for me in that whole process, was really like that forward, like putting our dreams on paper, which is why I think I'm saying some of these things out loud, because it's actually hard for me. Because if I say it out loud and I get 17 emails when this comes out saying, like, when are you going to do the retreat? We're ready to sign up. Guess what that's going to make me do? Like, I have to do this thing now. Like,
we
this
both
is,
do. There's no I in team.
Okay. We have to do that then, right? Like we have to decide, like we're going to put a date on the calendar and we're going to step out in faith and make this happen. Mm-hmm. And I absolutely unequivocally know God will show up and show us. And like exactly what that needs to look like, because he's been planting seeds in us all along the way. Mm-hmm. But that's why I hesitate, right? Like it's almost like I get scared of like professing the dreams that God's placed on our heart, because that means it's like real. Like that's real. Like just me telling
who's
someone.
Stomping who now?
I know.
Right? You're throwing that on me.
I know. I mean, this is a hard area for me.
It's hard for both of us because it's not our, like it's not our expert. Well,
I feel like you're a better dreamer than I am. I'm serious. Because I'm more of a, like I implement, right? And so sometimes dreams really scare me because of the implementation that has to happen because of the dream. So it's like, I'm like, yeah, I'm super excited about that, but I'm immediately in like the mode of everything required in order to make that happen. And so I can get caught in that loop, you know, of just being like, okay, but I've got like 17 excuses or time constraints or whatever.
But what's crazy is we can look back just on the last couple months and see where opportunity has been presenting itself to do a retreat.
Yeah.
Specifically a retreat.
Yeah.
Like randomly meeting people and that would have never come up and talk to me at all. Just randomly come up, talk to me and talk to them about it. And it's like, oh, we looked you guys up.
We want to have a retreat here.
We looked you guys up. Like, we'd love you guys to do a retreat here. And we're like, we didn't say anything to these people.
Yeah.
You know? And so, I mean, yeah, the opportunity absolutely is there. And I think it's good that you put our business out there. Like, absolutely.
And so that's the thing that
I think the biggest thing about group, right? Because I started this off saying how a lot of the couples liked it one-on-one, which
it's huge.
There's so much power behind that on a reboot. Absolutely. And I still stand by that. But having not a huge group, right? Having the right amount of couples, there is something about knowing that you're not alone.
That's also very powerful, yeah.
Right? And you could all have different experiences, but you're really not alone. We talked about it this weekend, how the majority, I mean, I think we were talking specifically about pornography. Don't ask me how these things come up, right? This is just getting to know each other and just talking about Jesus and talking about these, you know, and talking about heavy things, right? And it came up and it's like, yeah, the statistics. I mean, I was like, I think even the guy that was with us, he said, I want to say he said like 1 in 10 or 1 in 6 in church setting.
Oh, it was more than that. It was like 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it's statistically are shocking.
High.
Yeah.
And it's a secret sin, right? It's like you can't see it. And so no one talks about it. No one thinks that, like, they think I'm the only one that's struggling with this.
Right.
Right. So I just gotta shut up and I gotta like figure this out. And, you know, I gotta try to beat this shame cycle and then fall again and keep hiding and all these things. And when in reality, there's so many people that are dealing with the same thing. And it's the same thing with couples. Freedom. Yeah. You know, with couples, it's the same thing. There's so many common threads between every couple. Doesn't matter what culture you come from, doesn't matter where you live in the United States. There's always these common threads of issues. And to have community, it's huge. And Absolutely. Just getting to know each other. And yeah, so I mean, there is something big about powerful about a retreat in the sense of a group of people coming together. And again, we're not talking about, you know, 100
like
people.
10 couples.
Yeah, because
so if it's 17 of you, we need to do 2. That's what I'm saying.
We will have a race. No.
You will submit things and we will decide who's the winner.
I don't know, but just keeping it small. That's how community groups thrive when they're a smaller group, because you get to know each other more. Now
you can share,
and now you've made connection where you can, like Lisa said, the people that we've done reboots with, we're on group text with, and or the wife will text Lisa about random things, but it's like now there's these connection points, like, hey, I need prayer, I need help, or what do you think about this, or just life, right? Like there's so many people now that are secluded away, as a couple, they're just secluded away from everyone else for whatever reason.
Yeah. Well, and that's just how the enemy wants us to stay.
Absolutely.
And providing more artificial community all the time. And so it's easy to stay in that isolation. It's easy to just, try to fill that void in some other way when God has designed us for community, and also designed us to walk out our pain and healing with each other too, and that with the comfort he gives us, that we can comfort others. So, I mean, this episode kind of went a little bit like, I know I said all the things out loud that I didn't even mean to, but I think it is really important that you guys recognize some of the things that are in our hearts for ministry and for you guys, and
then the resources we have, right?
And
so
the
you're listening to
have.
one of them.
It's a completely free resource,
or
guys.
you're watching one of them.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, but this is one of them. Yes, our social media is a resource. Like we'll put, tips, challenges, some funny things too. We're just put our life out there, and that's another resource. But absolutely, like, yes, we do reboots, we do coaching, or the reboots, the 2-day intensive, we do coaching when we go speak at events, and we'd be happy to do those things wherever, and so you have our resources, you have our information. DM us, send us an email,
get on our website, UnrelentingPursuit.org. And you can always send an email from there as well. But ultimately, we have a heart for what can be, definitely hope carriers for what Jesus can do in a marriage. And we're excited to have the opportunity to walk alongside so many of you guys who have entrusted us with your story, have entrusted us with, allowing us to just walk alongside you through healing. And we're honored. So honored by that. And as I mentioned in the beginning, always humbled. I always feel like God places us in positions over and over again that we can say, well, it's all him. Yeah. Like, it's all him. We can walk out in obedience, but ultimately that's the reality is it's all him.
Yeah, absolutely. To circle way back before we end, I'd said that fidget spinners were stupid.
Taking it back.
Then I think I went on a tangent about something else because it was weird. But I ended up using one at the night that we went and had dinner at our friend's house, and I found that I was more focused on just the random conversations we have, right? And so I was like, that's weird to me. Like that little spinner thing. And I wasn't doing it in front of everyone's face. It was just, I just had it just kind of playing with it while we were talking. But I did feel more focused. So I'll make fun of myself, right? So on Sunday, we asked one of our good friends, one of the ladies that's over there, the
ones that do this with their hands.
Right. And I told her about it, right? And she's like, yeah, you have ADHD and that's what those are for. And I was like, first of all, I'm not diagnosed. Okay. So calm down.
It's self-diagnosed, but it's real for sure.
No, and I started laughing. She's like, that's literally what those are for, to help you keep your focus. And she's like, so what happens when you do conversation? I was like, some conversations, my mind just starts to wonder about, I don't know what.
I wish my wife would stop talking about sourdough and come back to the chart.
Yeah. Well, no, that's like more focused one. But anyway. And so, yeah, I did. I think you ordered me one, right?
I did.
Yeah. So I'm like excited
to get here tomorrow
to see, if this thing is a real deal or not. Anyway.
I'm sure there's thousands of people that would attest to the fact that they really work.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. I mean, she said it works, and that's what she deals with.
I know.
Right? So
that's what she deals.
Well, I mean, that's what she does for a living. Like, all those things. I don't know. Over-explain it. Anyway.
Okay, so challenge for the week. Do you have anything that you can think of as a challenge?
I mean, our whole episode was on resources. Like, look into how you can invest in your marriage.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't have to be us. Maybe that's the bad marketing side. It doesn't have to be us. Or it can only be us. That's it. No.
Either way.
No. It doesn't have to be us at all.
No, but invest.
You should be investing in your marriage.
Yeah. And you should be financially investing in your marriage.
That's what I mean. Yeah. I mean, you should 100% be, physically, spiritually, mentally invest in your marriage. But what I meant by that investment is like, you should financially be looking at your marriage and having some kind of investment in it.
And I mean, there are some people I know they're willing to take a cruise, right? They're willing to get divorced. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, to really put it into perspective of saying, like, okay, I'm not saying you should never go on a cruise or vacation. Like, please do not misunderstand me. But the reality of knowing that the amount of growth and transformation and investment in your marriage spent in, going to a retreat or going and having a reboot, your return on investment is so much greater.
Oh, yeah.
And so just recognizing that, I think, is huge.
Yep.
All right. We'll see you next week.